Hello students, today we are moving on to the second volume of the computer science book. So in this chapter in this book we are having uh, 10 chapters, okay. So from 9 to 18, which is 10 chapters. So the third unit is introduction to C++, okay. So in that first chapter, chapter 9 is introduction to C++, and next chapter flow of control functions, array and structures. So these are all the things that we are going to see in this unit 3, okay. So first of all, we will see what is C++. So C++ is a programming language that is used to create some softwares, okay. So most of the application software and mostly the OS system software would be created by using this C++, okay. So we'll be reading a deep, brief discussion about C++ language. So C++ is a hybrid language. So it is supported for procedural language and object-oriented language. So procedural language means you can see that it is it is no procedural language means it will go from top to bottom only, okay. So top to bottom approach only it will be there, okay. So it will act as a procedural language in one set of instruction, and it will not act as object oriented programming, okay. So object oriented programming means you can import sorry you can create a certain small steps of blocks of codes, and you can reuse it again. So that is known as object oriented programming. So you can create object and you can use that object in anywhere of the projects or anywhere of the programs, okay. So so this person who invented this C++ is a Danish computer scientist. So he was born on the year 30 December 1950s. So he went to the University of Cambridge for education. So this is the C++ language. So C++ is nothing but uh, C plus 1, okay. So the meaning for C++ is C plus 1. So the older version of C++ is C, only the C, and older version of C is B. So it will keep on going when you see the history of C++. But nowadays you can see that C++ is certified as a standard version for C++ 20 in the year 2020, and you can see that C hash, C sharp, okay. So this is the newer version of C language and C++ language. So mostly it will be available. C++ instruction will be available in C sharp also, okay. So benefits of learning C++. So you can it is highly portable language. So all the basic programming language use the C++ instruction, and you can see that it is a hybrid language, object oriented language. So it has a rich function library, which means that all the basic work is been predefined predetermined in the inside this library functions. And you can see that it allows exception handling. If you are giving some wrong input or some error happens at the time of runtime, then you can add some exception to it, or you can ask some questions, okay. So likewise it can handle the exceptions or errors, okay. So it is efficient and fast language, okay. It doesn't take too much of CPU usage, and these are all the advantages of learning C++. And character set means what are all the uh, letters and what are all the numbers that we can use on this C++ language, okay. So alphabets from A to Z, capital A and small letters, numbers from 0 to 9, and special characters like this special characters, white space, and other characters. C++ can process any of the 256 ASCII characters as data. ASCII means American Standard Code for Information Interchange. We have learned it. Okay, so next is uh, lexical units. So lexical means constant. Okay, tokens which can be used as constants. So lexical smallest unit of a program is known as lexical unit. You can see that in uh, this paragraph. So there are five different types of lexical units: keywords, literals, punctuations, identifiers, and operators. So here you can see that token is the smallest individual unit in a program is known as tokens or lexical units. So keywords are reserved words. Okay, so first thing is reserved words. You cannot use that keywords in any part of the program. Okay, so it is only used by C++ language. If you are using, then it will arise some error. Okay, so next is identifiers. So this box contain table 9.1 contains the C++ keywords. So if you know all the meanings of this C plus keywords, then you are well known to this C++ programming language. Okay, so we'll see all the keywords in the forthcoming chapters. So identifiers are the names given by the user. Okay, so these are all the words that are given by the system itself, but the names which are given by the user to a variable name or a function name or a class name is known as identifier. So here they have some rules. Okay, so to create a identifier, you must know the rules. The first character of an identifier must be an alphabet or an underscore. Only alphabets uh, Only alphabets, digits, and underscore are permitted. Other special characters are not allowed as a part of identifier. C++ is a case-sensitive language, and as it treats uppercase and lowercase differently. Reserved words and or keywords cannot be used as identifier names. Okay, so these are all the rules that has to be followed while naming the identifier. So next is literals. Literals are otherwise known as constants. So there are four different types of literals: numeric literals, boolean literals, and character literals, or character constant, or string literals. Okay, so as you all know, constant means uh, the value of the constant doesn't change throughout the program. Okay, so numeric constant means it is further divided into two types. One is integer, and real means floating. Okay, so decimal point constant. Okay, so you can read it and you can find the explanation if you are having any doubts, and you can ask me. Okay, so exponential form. Okay, so in this part you must know this real constant or floating point constant. So if you want to denote a value like this 3 into 0.58 and 10 to the power 8, then you can represent this kind of value in C++ by using this e. Okay, so before the value before the e is known as mantissa, and the value before after e is known as exponent. Okay, so you can denote a word like this 0.5 denote a value 0.58 e8. Okay, so which means that 0.58 into 10 to the power 8. Okay, so this comes under string this comes under real constant or floating point constant. Okay, so next is boolean constant. So boolean means you would know that it is true or false. So true means value 1 and false means value 0. So it will be assigned to this uh, boolean constant. Okay, so character constant, any one letter can be used as a constant. So that is character constant. Then the next thing is the escape sequence. So this kind of codes will mean certain action or certain keywords in the programs. So this is known as uh, escape sequence or non-graphical characters. Okay, so this is printable or not printable. Okay, so these non-printable characters, this will not be printed in the output. Okay, so when you use this slash a or slash b or slash n in the output, then it will not be printed in the output. Okay, so that is uh, so that is uh, escape sequence. Next is string literals. String literals are a group of letters or a word is known as string literals. Okay, can be assigned as a string literals. Next is operator. Operators are uh, operators are generally classified into arithmetic operator, relational operator, logical operator, bitwise operator, and assignment operator, and conditional operators, and other operators. Okay, so operators, in that first we'll see this arithmetic operator. So arithmetic operator means addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and modulus. Modulus means percentage sign. So you know that the symbols used in arithmetic operators are this uh, plus, minus, and star symbol, and slash for division, and the percentage for modulus. Okay, so in the next class we'll see this increment and decrement operator. uh, with this we'll finish the class. We'll see the rest of the things in the next class. Thank you, students.